not even playing through the music, just putting pencil markings into these two scores took me about 7 days worth of practice. This month I'm doing Beauty and the Beast, the Broadway musical, and I'm also playing the Phantom of the Opera, the 1920s silent film, an original score, no Andrew Lloyd Webber here. It's about 200 pages of material. When I first got these pieces, I spent all my practice time just putting markings in. The Alan Menken comes with pedal markings, but it's really inconsistent. Like some movements, all the pedal markings were in there and they were in good places. And then some of them were completely incorrect. Publishers try. They try. I was also going through and just putting one of these little stickies anywhere that I thought that passage is not sight readable. Some sections, especially in the Beauty and the Beast, looked really easy, but then I looked at the tempo marking. It gets a lot harder at that tempo. So it's a lovely morning. It's about 0 degrees outside right now, but I have some sunlight. I think what I need to do is play through all of Phantom, put my fingers on all the material today. So I'm gonna do that next. E sharp, G sharp. I just have to remember where my feet are going. I need to do that again. And so after I've chunked it and I feel like that was a good run through, I'm gonna play it the way that's written. C natural, C sharp. There's not gonna be any wiggle room in tempo, and that's fine. I just can't play the whole thing at the same speed. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back and work on those sections that have the pedal changes and the enharmonics. It all comes together, the difficult stuff at the same passage. Why am I not doing that A sharp in the same place? Oh, it's an A natural. They shouldn't be the same because they're not the same. I'll work on evenness later. It is a new day. Same sweater. Today's practice goal is to play through the entire Phantom score. Be able to write in some cues. 2, 3, 4. So my goal for the next hour, I have an hour to practice before my next lesson that I'm teaching. I am hoping to get through all the difficult parts of both Beauty and the Beast and the Phantom of the Opera in this next hour. It's been taking me about an hour to get through half of one of them, so I'm going to try just be really quick. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1. This time remembering to put my foot on the D pedal. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. That went a lot better. So the best way to practice that is chunk, chunk, chunk. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1. And then try come from it unsuspecting, see if I can get into it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Mentally I'm trying to think ahead. 2, 3, here it is. 3, 1, 2, 3. So the key is not just like thinking about it once you see it. It's 2 measures before. I'm like, it's coming, it's coming. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Think about it right here. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Next time I come around, I'm gonna have to try and remember to think about it 2 bars ahead of time. My mind does not have enough power at that tempo to micromanage all the bits. Something needs to be shunted off into muscle memory. For that to happen, I think I need to do some more hands separate, but with the right pedals. This is right. Okay, I don't think that can become muscle memory. It's too hard. Harp is a hard instrument. Let's add the left hand. I'm not going to spend more time on this today. I just need to keep moving. That's what's been happening. I've been getting stuck on one passage for half an hour, which all these really deserve a half hour, but I don't have a half hour for all of them. It's still really dicey, like I'm fighting for every note. I've already spent a lot of time on this passage. It's not good. Just played it half a dozen times with hands separate. We'll practice looking at the conductor. 1 and 2 and 3. It's gonna have to start a lot faster than that, but that's where it's at right now. I will revisit it many more times. I got through all the hard spots. Today, I found that the entire musical of Beauty and the Beast is on YouTube. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes long. You might know the separate sections, but being able to get into the next thing, bam, the new piece is starting. You need to be counting pedal changes, page turns. I've allotted only 1 hour for Beauty and the Beast today because I want to do another hour of Phantom, and that's maybe all the time I'll have, but I'm gonna try get through as much of this musical with the recording and playing along as I possibly can. One other thing that I forgot to mention is that Beauty and the Beast is filled with glissandos. So many glissandos. So I will be using picks. These are my favorite picks. I need to figure out when to pick them up and put them down, because sometimes you're just doing glisses and you can just hold the picks the whole time, and then sometimes you have a really fast transition between a glissando and a chord. Finally finished playing through the whole Beauty and the Beast score with the recording that I found on YouTube, documenting this is what happens at such and such measure, etc. So in the process of doing this, I found a use for these giant red stickers. Those are the, wow, this part's really hard, you need to work a lot on it. This whole section in the Gaston, 120 to the half note. 1, 2, I can't do 4 pedal markings in that amount of time. So what I really need to do is I need to write those 2 here, I need to write the C sharp here, and I maybe need to write the D flat here. This is in the Be Our Guest section. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Basically, I need to memorize it. Fight on the Tower. Fast tempo. Tempo changes, time signature changes. The thing that I realized, one section was in literally a different key than what I have written in the music. Maybe I have a new edition and they changed the key. Maybe that production changed the key for the singer. So I remember I was learning the Ceremony of Carols the very first time. I was playing with a specific recording on YouTube. I couldn't figure out where I was making the mistake. And then after a really long time, I realized the harpist in the recording is making the mistake. The first rehearsal for the Beauty and the Beast is 5 days. And so at that rehearsal, the most important thing is to make sure that I don't get lost. I had my first rehearsal for the Phantom of the Opera on Saturday. That was lovely, actually, because I had the exact recording with the exact metronome markings. I did not get lost at all. My practice on the Phantom now is going to be on up to tempo, the parts that were difficult, and playing them beautifully. I'm trying to do a lot of this chunking technique where I'm just going chord, 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 chord. There are these enharmonics, which do make the pedaling a lot easier, but it makes it harder on my brain. Go back, do it again. That chord right there is so hard to get my 4 low enough. I don't think that C sharp is worth it. I'm playing a C sharp in the right hand. I think it'll sound clearer. I am taking out that C. This is going to be a 4-2-1. Yeah, that's it. Okay. It'll definitely be there by the time of the performance. Okay. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, that was better. Before I knew it, It was dress rehearsals. Amazing performances of Beauty and the Beast and the Phantom of the Opera. And I wish that I could show you clips of the performances, but of course I was busy playing harp. I had so much fun. I have some reflections from this experience of learning so much material in such a short amount of time. Number one, I could do it. I did it. I learned 200 pages of material in about a month, and I learned it well. I felt solid in my performances, which was amazing. I didn't think I could, well, I guess I accepted the job, so I thought I could do it, but I wouldn't have chosen that timing if it were up to me. Number two, having a tight timeline can actually accelerate your learning. If you get a call from the worship leader at your church who says, I want you to play this Sunday, you better believe you're going to be efficient in your practice time. You're going to focus on what's important. You're going to feel this sense of accomplishment because in the time frame given to you, you did your best. That is sometimes more fun than working towards this for 6 months. And if anything goes wrong, then you feel this sense of disappointment of, oh, I didn't practice enough, or I didn't live up to my potential, which can be a hard feeling to deal with. Therefore, the shorter time frame can be super fun. Number three, I am a better harpist. I can just tell because I've done a lot of ensemble work since then. This past month I was doing a whole bunch of video game music and soundtracks with an early music ensemble that I'm part of. We do a nerdy music show every year. The music was fairly challenging, and yet I was able to learn it so much faster and better than I could last year. I was just surprised. I was like, why isn't this as hard as it is? It's because I got better. Because I've been playing harp for 30 years now, and I still feel myself getting better. Would I take on 200 pages of music in a month? Every month? No, I absolutely would not. I do not have the focus for that. Thanks for following along with me. It was fun to share crazy things we musicians do to ourselves. Have you ever done something like this? Maybe 200 pages doesn't seem like a lot to you. I want to know. Oh, there's a hummingbird out my window.